Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here again. Today I'm going to be making collard greens and it's going to be seasoned with smoked pig tails. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you step by step how it's done. First and foremost, I'm going to wash my meat. After I wash it, I'm going to boil it and then I'm going to pour out the water, boil it again, and then I'm going to add in fresh water, add in my onions and bell pepper and my seasoning. So you see here, this is where I added my clean water after I've boiled my meat twice. I'm going to be using regular seasoning for this. However, you can use the seasoning of your choice. The seasoning that I'm going to be using is going to be salt. I'm going to be using complete seasoning. I'm going to be using garlic powder, seasoning salt, collard green seasoning, and Scotch bonnet. Now I'm going to demonstrate how I prepare my greens. I'm going to break off a couple of pieces to show you how I cut my greens up. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take out all of the stems. All I want is the collard greens. I don't want too much stems in my food. So I'm going to start off by giving it a fold and just taking out the stems. Once I take out the stems, I'm going to stack up a few leaves of the greens and then I'm going to roll them up and then I'm going to cut it a little small. You can cut it as wide as you want. It could be wide or you can cut them up thin. So I'm going to cut them up just a little bit thin today. So while I'm cutting up my greens, I'm going to let my smoked pigtails boil for about an hour. And once I'm done cutting my greens and washing them as well, I'm going to go ahead and add the greens in, and my smoked tails is going to cook the remaining time as I cook my collard greens. So it's going to be about 2 hours before it's all done together. So as you can see, this is the size that I like to cut my greens. However, you can cut your greens as thick or as thin as you like them. Next thing we're going to do is thoroughly wash the collard greens. I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting up all of my greens, and I'm going to meet you at my sink. Okay, so this is the part that I love, washing my collard greens. So I'm going to give this a good scrub and a good wash and clean them very good, thoroughly. And I'm going to do this twice. So I'm going to give it a good wash. And like I said, I'm going to do it twice. And then I'm going to start adding in my greens to my meat. By the way, just to let you know, my smoked pigtails smells delicious. Now see how nice and clean it looks? Now comes the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and transfer my smoked pigtails into the pot that I'm going to be using to cook my greens. And I'm going to gradually add in my collard greens. Okay, so even if I fill up the pot with my greens, they're going to start to wilt. And once they start to wilt, I'm going to add in more collard greens. As you can see, the greens are starting to wilt. So I'm going to add in the remaining collard greens. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a little stir and stir up my smoked pigtails, incorporate it inside of the greens. And I'm going to go ahead and cook this for about another hour and a half to maybe 2 hours at the most. Now I'm going to add in the last of my collard greens. I'm going to also add in a little bit more of garlic powder and seasoned salt. I'm going to also add 3 cups of water. Okay, so about an hour and 45 minutes later, my greens are done, nice and tender and very flavorful. As you can see, my smoked pigtails have fallen throughout my greens, nice and tender. Now I am going to be the first one to taste my collard greens. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more future videos from my family to yours. Until then, I hope you all be blessed.